You happen to watch the Ben Askren Jake Paul thing?
I did not.
It was hysterical. The whole event was just out of control. It was basically a concert with fights mixed
I
in.
kind of wanted to see it because I am a fanboy of Frank Mir. I love Frank Mir. I kind of want to see how he did. Like the fact that, dude, he fought somebody, Steve Cunningham. I think he's 37-1. His only loss is to Tyson Fury. And Frank Mir, amateur, just took on a guy that's literally 37-1.
That's great.
So I kind of wanted to see that, but nah, I don't get the appeal.
I was saying how Jake Paul was going to win that fight against Ben Askren.
Dan Hardy did too, dude. Dan Hardy, he was like one of the only few MMA people. Was like, what? You don't understand? Like Ben Askren does not strike.
He doesn't. Yeah. When the fight got booked, they literally picked the one guy who has arguably the worst stand-up in MMA.
Right, like they had that fight, him and Damian Maia, and it's like who has worse striking? Like Damian Maia's actually hit some people, yeah.
So Ben Askren's forte is he's an All-American wrestler, two-time Big Ten champion. Striking is not his thing.
Yeah.
And he fights Jake Paul, who like, yo, we need to eliminate the notion of him being a YouTuber and like he can't box. He can box a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? He has some power too. He's also big, like
he's flatline people. Like.
Yeah. And look, I know he fought another YouTuber, an NBA guy, and then a guy in MMA who has no stand-up at all. Right. But also there's different, I asked my jiu-jitsu coaches about this. Like, is there a difference in BJJ that we're doing and MMA BJJ? And they're like, yeah, absolutely, because in MMA, you get elbows and knees and get punched while you're on the ground. Where in jiu-jitsu, I never worry about someone striking me or kicking me when I'm down. It's like, all right, I have enough time to fight the hands, and I know no punch is going to come. Whereas like in boxing MMA and regular boxing, it's two different worlds. Right. And I think what you saw was Jake Paul's power, and also that Ben Askren was just not. That was not his thing.
I just think people can't look at it objectively because of how much they despise him.
Despise who?
Of Paul.
Oh, Jake Paul? Yeah.
Like if CM Punk did this, I think people would be all on board because Punk's such a great interview, humble guy, really took the time to like understand. I know it's a different sport, MMA and boxing. I'm just saying celebrity or Punk's case, a wrestler coming into a new sport, and just how he went to a legit camp. He's got a huge following, big fan base, and he just carried himself well. Look, I'm not gonna judge Paul. I don't get the appeal, but the guy's talent. Like I think he's trained with Masvidal for a little bit, and like you've seen the knockouts. Like he could go. It's just I don't think people could look at it objectively because it's like A, the whole YouTuber stigma, and B, just who he is as a person. I just think if people looked at it more objectively, and if he fought maybe better competition, it would be cool to see. It's just
now what I think would be interesting is you give him a low end professional boxer, maybe someone with like 3-4 losses, but like has some namesake to it.
Yeah, I think they want to like continue trying to get more interest, like get someone that has some notoriety.
Yeah. Do you think people are afraid to take the fight with Jake Paul?
No, you see that payday?
Ben Askren was leaving with his wife, and they're like all happy-go-lucky.
Dude, that was the biggest payday for Askren. That was the second biggest. I mentioned Frank Mir before. Frank Mir base pay when he fought Lesnar the second time. That's the only time he got paid more in his career. Like last night, or of course Sunday, was the second biggest payday of his career. And Frank Mir has fought several times for world titles, and he got paid more for that last night than any other fight except UFC 100 because the whole Brock Lesnar appeal. That just goes to show you, like, MMA fighters are going to want to take it. Boxers, people want to get paid. And what better way? You're boxing. You get to hear Snoop Dogg yell. Like, I got it.
Yo, put that dude on Red Zone.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg on Red Zone.
I don't know why people, like, I still see people, like, hating on Snoop Dogg. I'm like, yo, he's entertaining. Like you gotta understand.
Yeah, it's these fucking regular ass purists that want everything to be by the book. And you
understand, this is entertainment, like.
Bro, that was a wrestling event yesterday.
Yeah,
that was sports entertainment. We were all sports entertained.
Right. It's just I think if Paul was more likable, people enjoy it more. It's just there's people just absolutely despise him. And
he was a heel. He's a real life heel.
Yeah, I think people just wish he was like a cooler heel, but like he's just whatever. He's the modern day YouTuber. I'm not gonna pretend like I know about this because I really do not follow him. But based on things I've seen, it's like, yo, they do huge numbers. Like look at those paydays. They're getting paid 6 figures.
Yeah.
Like Askren, there's a reason why he had a big giant smile, like, because people were like, "Oh, why didn't he?" Like, it's just me. Like, I looked at the wedding pictures. Like, Askren looks ready to put on a cheese head and go to a Packers game. You don't look ready to fight.
Yeah.
And but look at that payday. Like, he's going now. He can go put money into his wrestling school. Like,
Yeah. Would you get knocked out for $500,000?
I would take the training camp seriously. I would really want to go for it.
Yeah.
I would go for it.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Like getting knocked out is.
But I think you have to love fighting. Like I genuinely love fighting. Like I love training, so I would love to go do it. And I would actually prefer boxing or MMA because I'm just not really into I respect jiu-jitsu, but I do not train. Like I would seriously worry about my limbs.
Yeah. Well, with boxing also, like Askren, I wonder how much that shot would have hurt if it was a 4-ounce gloves.
That's a great point. But I feel bad for Freddie Roach. I feel like Freddie Roach put a lot of time to train Askren, and then this will happen.
Apparently, he was only there for like a week.
Oh, really? Yeah, I thought he trained a lot more.
Nah, and he didn't take it seriously that much.
God, whatever. I like Ben Askren, but damn it.
Well, what would have been dope, right? If you throw in a Dustin Poirier against him, where Teddy Atlas has said that he's the only fighter in MMA that has tremendous boxing stand-up.
Thing is, I don't know how much flexibility they can have with Dana. Like Dana's gonna. Because the thing is, when he allowed Conor to do his thing, it opened up everything. And now it's And
also, it was kind of a joint venture, too, because Dana was at press conferences also.
Right.
Speaking of which, Conor and Poirier in July, that got announced.
Yes, very exciting. I'm glad they're doing it right away.
Yeah.
Just do it. People want to see it. Do it.
Yo, I'm not the biggest Bellator fan, but I love how Bellator gave us Romero and Rumble coming up.
Do it, yeah. That's
yo, don't try to fantasy book. This isn't wrestling where you can put Stone Cold and The Rock on opposite sides of the King of the Ring and you can book it to be the final. Like, no, bro, give us that shit now because it's fighting. Anything can happen, and maybe someone throws a heel hook on Rumble and then he taps out.
Because Scott Coker, I think, is realizing from past mistakes. He did the Strikeforce heavyweight tournament, and they were trying to build towards Fedor versus Overeem. Those are the two big attractions back in early 2010, 2011. They wanted those two. And Fedor got shockingly beat up by Bigfoot Silva, and then it just didn't happen. So I think they're just realizing, don't wait on it. That's why, don't wait on Ngannou Jones. Don't give Jones a tune-up fight because this fight game's cruel, man. You lose on opportunities. Ferguson, I saw a quote. He still wants to fight Khabib. I'm sorry, that's not happening. You lost that chance. Khabib's not coming back for anyone, let alone you. It sucks, but it's when the opportunity's there, you got to take it. That's it.